Teaching Jieh Dao, one element at a time.
Welcome to our Jieh Dao webcast phase 1 session series. In this session, we're going to cover the basics of the 3 lines of attacks of boxing. This is punch boxing, and we're going to cover some elements of trapping. Punch boxing, what my definition, the way I define it in Jieh Dao is part of the hand fighting. I talked about that in introduction. I said we have basically 3 physical body type of fighting or training. Hand fighting, whatever we do with our hand, shoulder to tip of the toe, to tip of the finger. Hip below, from hip down, those are all foot fighting, including kicks, footworks. Body fighting or body grappling, and that's anything with our trunk, the trunk of our body. So punch boxing as opposed to elbow boxing, as opposed to arm boxing, so it's all part of hand fighting. We're going to cover that. We have, in Jieh Dao, I have injected about 12 line of attack of a punch boxing. You're going to notice probably eventually the first 8 are very common, except the definition and philosophies are quite different in Jieh Dao as opposed to any other art. And I also injected 4 more, so we go from 9 to 12 at the end, but those I do not necessarily cover in phase 1. But phase 1 does cover, I do have the 1 through 8 offense, defense, counter, multi-counter, and combination of punch boxing. So boxing, punch boxing in this case, it's all with a hand, with starting with our neutral position. I covered that neutral position in our the first lesson, phase 1, 1A. In this phase 1, 1B, again, I'm going to talk about the punch boxing. So we maneuver our boxing motion, punch boxing, from our neutral position. That doesn't mean we cannot punch when we're on a square position or square lead. But I'm talking in relation of neutral position, full neutral position. I'm in a full lead, full neutral position, and I'm going to execute the jab cross hook. Now, I'm going to do that with a partner. I'm going to have Sifu come in here so I can demonstrate that with you, show you, and then you can follow along as to the angles of each of these lines of attack, okay? So in this case, we're going to use focus glove, and then we're going to do some other drill on a heavy bag with the punch boxing, and then do some reaction training, okay? So there's 2 modes, 2 sides that I can actually hit the jab. Now this is jab, this is cross, this is hook, okay? You notice what am I doing? I'm jab is straight line with my lead hand. This is the farthest distance I can reach with my body, with my hand, farthest way I can hit, okay? This is farthest that I can reach with the jab, okay? Cross is basically, I'm crossing my body. This is my definition of a cross. We're going to get into parrying and trapping. We're going to use that term in that context later, a little bit later on. Crossing, I'm basically extending my shoulder, okay, and throwing my rear punch executing from the rear side all the way as far as I can go without violating my balance. One of the pillars of neutral position, balance. We don't want to violate that, because if you're off balance, you're finished. You're going to get thrown off, and you're going to be in disadvantageous mode. Enemy or the opponent going to have advantage over you. You don't want to lose your balance. As much as you can, maintain it. So this is jab, this is cross, and then what am I doing? Notice I'm pivoting. We do a lot of pivot with our body when we're punching or boxing or grappling or kicking. I raise the elbow up with my fist, my palm facing me, to do my high hook. So numbering it will be 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You don't want to go 1 and then drop the hand down, because that's going to violate the guard pillars of neutral position. You want to maintain your guards at all times, no matter what you're doing. If one hand is doing something, the other hand has to maintain the protection of your body and your face. Okay, one foot doing something, obviously the other one has to stand on the ground, but you still need to maintain the balance in that case. So, and the protection. So hand doesn't drop. Okay, I'm not doing this. I'm not executing from the waist. Again, that's not our style. Sanjay Dao style is based on neutral position. Jab, cross. So even after I come back with a cross, I pull it right back. I don't go jab, cross, and then drop it down to execute my hook. You do not also want to do jab, cross, and then pull the hand back to do hook. You don't need to. The reason is because bang, bang, when you execute it correctly, this short arc will do plenty of damage. This is not the movies to open the angle and show the hits for the camera angle. We're thinking from a practical combat perspective. So you always put your hand, when you want to get into the medium range, put your palm, lead palm to the rear glove, if it's an empty hand, would be rear shoulder, but in this case, rear glove, okay? So come back a little bit closer so you can see. So now and I give a little bit of a bend. You don't want to be, oh, I'm in a range. No, you're at the edge of the range, because I can only reach with basically when I'm extending my arm. So you want to be put your palm in, have a nice little bend here. You're in the middle of the range. Now you can go back and forth a little bit, doesn't matter. As long as you have some visual and feel for where you are within the mid-range. And then this glove is gonna be up, and we're gonna angle this a little bit later so you can see the other way too. So I'm gonna go jab, cross, hook. Let's go this side a little bit, facing this way, so you can see again, the palm here, always get in that habit. Once you get in the habit, once you do it, then you already know where you are, you don't need to touch it. Do it a few 100 times, 1,000 times, and then you get used to it. So basically, jab, cross. So here I'm extending, cross here. You notice with the jab hand, the jab doesn't come to the side. We don't fight this way. Lead, guard right in the front, jab, cross, hook. So I talk about the damage that this can do with this short arc. I don't need to come back and punch it this way. This will do plenty of damage. Try to do that to yourself a little bit. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it. Now, if you do this, that's it. And then this is not the only hit you're gonna have. You're gonna have some follow-up too. You may have elbow, you may have body hit, you may have knee, you may have kick, you may have double, or you may come back again with a cross or back fist. So practicing jab, cross, hook, yeah? Jab, cross, hook, just like that. Jab, 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 cross. Here, I don't pull it back here. I'm not trying to cover my ear. I'm trying to cover my face in relation to where the opponent is. If the opponent is moving, the hand moves to protect my face, my head. Wherever the opponent is, I have to protect myself in relation to the opponent reaching me. Jab, cross, hook. So jab, cross, this punches a little bit. Let's open up the angle for you to see. Jab, cross. And then here, I pivot and go right behind the target. I try to keep this wrist straight, because if I don't keep the wrist straight, if I hit this way, I could break my wrist. You want to have a full support of your arm behind your punch with your wrist to be able to make this contact. Let's go back on this side. Again, so we go jab, cross, hook, here, jab, cross, hook, here, jab, cross, hook, jab, cross, hook. Maintain. You can do jab 10 times, jab, 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 so you get used to it. Then do single crosses multiple times, cross, 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 hook, hook. Be right in front of the target. The things you don't want to do is you don't want to be here. Do this. I've noticed a lot of gyms, they open up, they swing with the arms open. Well, then the guard, the face is all open. You want to maintain your protection of your body. Here, jab, cross, hook. Here, jab, cross, hook. Jab, cross, hook. Jab, cross, hook. Okay, in that fashion. Now, we're going to do a little bit of a reaction. So Simu's going to put her back gloves, and I'm going to give some tone. And if you have, doing it in the air very lightly, whether kicks or boxing or any type of activity, you're going to do it in the air, please do it very lightly, because there's nothing protecting your energy is going to pull away and then it's going to pull your muscle. So we don't kick the air, punch the air as hard as we do. We may do it just to understand the motion, but not necessarily do it in the full execution. So in the full execution mode, okay? So let's get in front of the heavy bag. So Simu's gonna get in front here, okay? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give clicks, and this is part of our audio reaction training. Single click is one jab cross here. No, just jab cross only, ready, go. And then double click is cross hook. Good, so now we're gonna train that and work on the reaction. Jab, either jab cross or cross hook. So let's just go through the routine first. One click, go. Again, go, 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 go. Now cross hook, go, 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 go. Good, now we're gonna do with the audio only the reaction. If you're doing it following with us, follow with us very nice and smooth. Don't hit too hard in the air. If you have someone holding for you, that would be great. So, ready? So this is building our reaction with the tone. Now, I'm not giving any necessarily high or low tone. It's a monotone, doesn't make any difference. The idea is that be able to react to when you hear something. Good. We do this in the right lead, full neutral position. You don't necessarily do it in the left yet. You can on your own if you want to. Once you learn on one side, you can practice doing the same thing on the other side. Okay? Thanks, Simu. I'm gonna cover now. I'm gonna cover the. Actually, may need Simu back later. Cover the what we call BOB, B-O-B. It's a defensive element against any kind of a linear shots that coming toward our face or our body. In the context of our training today, it's against a jab or a cross. Jab or cross are linear shots, okay? Actually, let me have Simu back here. So what is a bob? You may have heard this before. When you're in a neutral position, I divide bob into two types. Again, bob is evading a blow, not necessarily gonna be parrying it or touching it, you're evading it. You basically let the blow pass you. So the way I pass it in this case is one way is that I bob, I go forward. So if the blow's coming at me, I go forward. There's two types of bob that I again described. One is straight bob, linear straight, I go forward. I'm basically kind of like lounging. If you can see my feet, I'm kind of lounging. I go forward side this way. So though I do have to angle myself a little bit, but it's purely a straight bob. The other type of bob is twisted bob or twisted lead bob. That's another part of our footwork and lead formation in Jieh Dao. Twisted meaning I'm basically twisting my body. I twist and I go forward, okay? I twist and I go forward. Now, depending on what I'm getting at, if I'm getting against the jab or against the cross, if I'm going inside or if I'm going outside. Let's talk about in and out in relation to what we're talking about here. So when I'm getting a jab coming at me, okay, this is the inside opponent. You're gonna hear me say this quite often in all the lesson, as much as possible, the lesson relating to it. This is inside, this is outside. So when the jab come at me, okay, by the way, when you're doing with a partner, you can always use your palm open with the finger up so that in case you miss, you're not missing with the knuckle to the face. Very lightly, when you have with your wife or a friend or someone throwing the palm at you, so for you to practice it, don't do this because you miss, you're going to go through your eyes. Be very careful when you're training, no matter what you're doing. Nice and light, just a motion, just like that, okay? If you're doing with a jab, I always do this so that where the jab line is center on my face, my body and my face. So that now we're in a position, I'm going to start working on a bob, okay? So when Simu gets me a jab, I'll go forward. Okay, jab, I'll go forward. Jab, I'll go forward. Jab, I'll go forward. You notice what I'm doing is I'm basically leaning forward. Now, is that very efficient? It's efficient, but it's not protected. It's not balanced. When I'm doing twisted bob, okay, I'm basically twisting my body, then I go forward. Again, I twist my body, I go forward. Now, I'm inside, I'm outside. I'm inside, I'm outside. I'm in, I'm out. Straight in, straight out. Straight in, straight out. Against the cross, straight out, straight in. Straight out, throw here. Again, go. Straight out, straight in. Straight out, straight in. Twist out, twist in. In may not necessarily be so much in this case twisted because both of your knee go together, but your body upper waist you can twist. When you're doing it outside, both the lower and the upper waist gets twisted. Both I can twist this and I can twist the upper waist. Twist here, and then on against the cross for the inside, I can twist the upper waist more, cork it in, and then just go forward. So there's overlap between a straight and the twist, but nevertheless, those are how we can go forward lunging. You notice I go lunge this way. Now I twist, 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 straight, 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 here, straight, 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 straight. My guard doesn't change. My hand don't drop, okay? Twist, 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 twist. So twist, bob, straight bob. It's an evasion, it's a defensive non-contact line of attack or defensive element actually against straight lines of attack in punch boxing, okay? Against any type of straight line because you're going past the target so that the blow has to be straight. If it's curvature or if it's angled down, that bob or twisted bob or straight bob may not necessarily work, okay? And we have other defensive line, you know, the elements that we utilize, but this may not be the best suitable defensive line against those other lines of attack. But any type of straight here, you hit, straight line of attack, go here, go, boom, boom. Another advantage is that not only I'm forward, but I have closer reach so I can do counter. I'm not gonna talk about the counter right now, only that we're evading, we're defending, we're not necessarily contacting, making contact, we're just blowing past the blow. As the blow come in, I'm blowing it away, going forward. So we're basically crossing this way as it come in. So practice that on your own, straight, or twist it, so that the body has to twist, okay? Maintaining the balance as you go forward, in and out, against jab or cross.